Hi, everybody. My name is Noah Brown, and welcome to my TED Talk. Now, before I start with the question, I want to ask the audience. Do you guys ever find yourself in situations where you're having a conversation with someone and you're expecting to answer back, and you look up and their head's on their phone and they're paying attention to something completely else and not you? Or maybe do you ever catch yourself swiping from video to video or looking at stories and then the next day just not remembering what you looked at? Well, today we're going to try to answer that and see to what degree has digital media affected younger generations' attention span. So, first, to talk about this, I want to talk about the mediums and the platforms that digital media affects us in. So, remember the good old days when where you'd go to the coffee shop in the morning, read your newspaper, and have good conversation, and people were present there. They didn't have anything else to distract them other than maybe a newspaper, and even with the newspaper, you had to read everything on it. It wasn't designed for a certain person to keep them attached 24/7 to. It was just there to tell the news. But now we are in the social media age, which is a big form of digital media. And these apps right here are actually apps that cause attention loss. And first, I'm going to start with TikTok. We're all familiar with TikTok, I'm sure. And TikTok's a short video format that has been linked to a decrease in attention span. Now, with TikTok, users can make a quick video about a certain thing and then it'll be uploaded and it's super quick and the user's just swiping. I mean, you can watch 300 different videos in hours, right? But the issue with this and what the user doesn't understand is that every day that they're spending time on TikTok, they're actually messing with signals in their brain that is allowing them to keep attention on something for a long period of time. And the same way, you can see this with YouTube. I mean, creators are always speaking out on how they have to make every second of their video very entertaining to retain viewers. YouTube is a more long formatted video site, and while videos are longer, they are still jam packed with content in almost every single second. And YouTube videos aren't just to put together and people like it. Like, it is very strategic to make a YouTube video that people will actually like due to the loss of attention span in people and algorithms that are just showing them what they want all the time. It's very hard. And we'll talk about the algorithms later. But then also you have Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. So Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat started out with the timeline, and it was just very in time order, and you'd see the posts that people made, and it was usually just family, friends. But now it's became very content oriented, and with the in the same ways they've created story formats, which was a key move adopted by these sites to be short and sweet to keep viewers swiping and on their app. And while they are short and sweet, and people can do something and it's gone the next day and doesn't stick to you, it at the same time you're same with TikTok. It's short format that people are just getting hits of dopamine and liking this, and it's killing their attention span. Try to think right now about all the stories you looked at yesterday, and how many do you actually remember? It's probably not that many. Next, let's go ahead and look at streaming services. So, streaming service is something that I it was my first indication of how digital media is really affecting attention loss because I'm an audio engineer and I spend a lot of time studying songs, studying formats, and just realizing how they've changed over the years and kind of trying to understand why. And so our digital streaming services, the main ones are Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. These allow you to listen to any song in the world in seconds, which is a great thing for a music lover, but also maybe not as great thing for an artist because you are trying to compete with so many other people that everyone can listen to any song for $10 a month. And also not great for your attention span because you have to be struck by a song immediately. Now, in Billboard Hot 100 top 10s in 2019 were on average 30 seconds shorter than the previous year in 2018. This is a crazy stat. I mean, we've seen songs become shorter, but the reason why is because the audience cannot hold on to the attention as long. So we've seen song structure completely change. You take out guitar solos, you start the lyrics of the song very early on, and it's become very important for that starting lyric to be absolutely attention grabbing, to be able to hold your listener there. So in a way, streaming services have made it great. You can listen to many songs, but at the same time, that can be a downfall for your attention span as well. Next, we'll look at the how and why these platforms do this. And so, to understand why the platforms do it, so digital media needs you to consume as much as possible to make the money off ad money. And so, to make money off ads, they need the viewers to stay on their platform watching as many videos and rely on the algorithms to give users the videos they like and then to give them also the ads that they like. And so these algorithms or this reasoning that keeping them on there leads developers to figure out the quickest way to get you from video to video. The goal is to keep you on the app side as long as possible. So we look at digital media algorithms, and algorithms are made to literally just show you exactly what you want, which keeps you locked in on their app and head in your phone, which is great for making money for the developers, but for your brain, for your mental health, and for your attention span is just not the best kind of thing to do. This is the algorithms are completely designed to keep your attention on the app and away from anything else. This forces creators to make videos or content for algorithms to obtain a growth and a following because these platforms control the influencers in a way because of this causing no one to want to fix the problem. And it end of the day, they say money runs the world, and so why would content creators go against like, oh well, I care more about the mental health of my viewers, but if I do that and I give a full video, I'm not going to have anyone look at it because the damage has already been done. So it leaves this problem a very difficult solution to it. Because and in the end, people it seems that people like it. People like the algorithms. People like no one wants to stop. So it's it's kind of hard to figure out. And so a little history and to show how attention span and attention deficit has been caused, we're going to look at this little chart I have from the CDC, and it tracks that from ages 4 to 17 in patients diagnosed with ADHD from 1997 to 2020. Now, knowing that ADHD is not attention loss, but it is a disease of attention loss that's times about 10, so it's attention deficit disorder. And as you can see, from 4 to 17-year-olds from 1997 to 2020 has been a steady rise. And you can see a big spike around the 2007 era, which is right when, Facebook, YouTube, all that was starting to become more popular. So to connect the dots with this, so 95% of people aged 14 to 20 consume a form of digital media daily. Now, that's at least one form, but most likely, if you get on a digital media side, like we talked about the algorithms, you're going to be consuming more than one form of media. And so, also to look at the ages diagnosed, so 388,000 children aged 2 to 5 years are diagnosed. And so, 2 to 5 year olds not really on digital media that much, but we see a big spike in the 6 to 11-year-olds, which is 2.4 million children in that age group are diagnosed every year. Then you go from 12 to 17 with another spike, and it's 3.3 million children aged that every year are diagnosed with ADHD. Now, though that age group is also a very popular age group that the digital media companies are targeting. And so it's not full out proof, but to try to connect the dots as much as possible, other than just, talking to your neighbor. And if they really pay attention, be like, oh, yeah, this does attract my attention loss. But this is the best way I could try to show some information about it. And finally, we're going to look at our solutions that we have. So, solutions to regaining control of your attention span in a modern digital age. And so, the first one is consume podcasts. Now, one thing that is actually getting popular in the last year or so are podcasts. Now, the reason that they say consuming podcasts is good to help your attention span is because watching a podcast format is usually an hour to 2 hours long. So that's forcing you there to sit there, consume it, understand it, think about it. You're not just there, oh, that was funny, then off, and not remembering anything. And it's also educational. It's good for you. You can learn conversation skills from this. And this is all proven from my sources that I'll have in the data over here towards the end. And another one is set limits on your phone and computer. Now, I know this is, a cliche one, but studies have shown that people actually have a lot more attention and just like a happier mental health when they do set limits on their phone and computer. So I believe this is something I do, and I've seen a great result from it. I've done it in the past 6 months, and I've really used my phone more so for just work and business and what I need it for, and more so than just consuming mindless content. Another one is choose carefully which sites you consume. Now, like we talked about TikTok with the short video format, you're going to be stuck on that for hours, and you're going to be getting basically mindless content. Some things, not to say everything on TikTok is bad, but in the same form of like with a podcast, you're listening and you're evaluating what is being said. Where in TikTok, you're just trying to get a laugh or a quick fix to being happy. On a ending note, I, I did not make this presentation to say that all these sites are bad and you should never use these sites. It's more so just to make you aware of your own habits. I believe that the attention span issue is something that if you really become aware with yourself, you notice that, oh, wow, yes, I do become impatient more, or I'm more just trying to find funny videos. I really just want to make the user aware with this, not to shame any of these sites. And then here are all my sources, and feel free to check them out. And my name was Noah Brown, and hopefully, we have figured out to what degree social media has caused younger generations attention span issues. Thank you for watching.